Nice Porsche. To our area is wow, that's so cool. Interesting people. All right, 12 miles to go, buddy. All right. It is Thursday. The beautiful city of corporate Irvine. All right, so, oh, they're gonna let me go. Thank you. So it's about, I don't know what time it is, 4:30? 4:44, it's very late. Guys getting some photos of his new Scion. Wow. Yeah. Let's go see what's going on over here. Looks like they're doing a little planning for a party right here. Check out the footage here. The redwoods. I used to live in Sequoia National Park. Not for seasonally. I lived there a couple of times. Nice Porsche. Mercedes. Yeah, I worked up where if you've heard of the General Sherman, that area up there. So it used to be called Giant Forest. I worked up there in 1996. And so they had a hotel up there in the Giant Forest. It's like right where the turnoff is from Morro Rock. And there's a company called GSI, Guest Services Incorporated, that managed that whole area. So we took care of the cafeteria, restaurant, the store. visitor center, the hotel, and then they had cabins that they rented out throughout the redwood forest, and we took care of those too. And it was awesome. I mean, so in '96 I would have just been 21. So I mean, it was one of the greatest experiences of my life living up there, as you could imagine, you know. So my job up there was a housekeeper. I was actually a housekeeper. So they had all these hills with the, you know, the pines and the redwoods, different sizes of cabins throughout this redwood forest. And my job was to clean cabins. So we had this wheelbarrow we'd push around the mountainside with all our supplies, and we'd do, you know, regular cleaning cabins and doing stayovers and all that cool stuff. And the people that worked there was a trip. That, like, most of the people, like probably 90% of the people that worked there were all people that work seasonally in all these different national parks all over the United States, and a lot of them knew each other. So a lot of you know, a lot of hippie culture, a lot of deadheads, and those types of people, deadheads and rock climbers primarily is who I worked with. And it was a blast. I mean, we would we partied, man, partied hardy. See if there's any cool cars down here right now. We got just the standard here: Teslas, Mercedes, Bronco. Nothing too special. Yeah, we would have these games. We'd have these games where you would play. We'd play baseball, and our bases were literally redwood trees. And we had a pine cone wrapped with a bunch of duct tape and a stick. And we play these baseball games with all these dirty hippies and us, me and a friend of mine. And up on the top of this mountain, drinking and doing all those other things deadheads like to do. What did I do with my sunglasses? People do not believe in blinkers in Orange County. Oh, let's go. Yeah, we were a lot different than the people up there, but we got along great with those folks. You know, we had our own cabin. That's all the people that worked there lived in cabins, and we had the area we were in was called the Village, and pretty regularly we had big drum circles down in this fire pit that was far removed from where the guest cabins in the hotel was, you know, because we were pretty loud. We'd have these massive drum circles at night, and yeah, huge parties at different people's cabins, And it was just cool. I mean, you're just hanging out on the front porch of your cabin with all these other cabins with people hanging out, bumping your music. They had electricity, so that was cool. So, you know, we'd be listening to everything from Slayer to Spice One at our cabin, and most other people were listening to Grateful Dead and that type of music, you know, Pink Floyd and all that stuff. Yeah, we'd have these. Yeah, it was crazy. And another crazy thing, there was 2 stores. So up the road there was another store called Lodgepole, and that was like a bigger store, more like a grocery store. And so there was like the Lodgepole crew, and then there was the Giant Forest crew. And you could go to either of those stores. And so back then is like when I discovered like the good kinds of beers, you know, like imported beer, you know, like Samuel Smith's Old Mill Stout, and you know, San Luis Obispo Brewing Company. You know, up until that point, we'd just been drinking, you know, maybe Sierra Nevadas, you know. But if you were cool with the person working in the store, which I always was in both stores, it's kind of bad. But we would, you go in there to get your beer, and they charge you like, you know, you get a few 6-packs of pine beer. They charge you like, you know, a few bucks, like $3 or $4, $5. Yeah, I mean, it was a robbery, like all the time. But that was part of the game, you know. So we have big volleyball games out in the meadow. Lots of music. I mean, besides the drum circles, a lot of musicians there. There was even a group of people, I think they were from Utah. And so that was another cool thing is, you know, the people traveled all over the United States, so most people weren't from California. There was a small group from Santa Cruz and a group from like Truckee, of all places. And then, but there was a lot of people from Utah. There was a group that came from Utah in the stereotypical school bus. They had this massive school bus that was all painted. It ran like shit. It barely ran. And there was a huge group from Colorado. Those were the rock climbers. And then there was a group from Georgia, another group from Kentucky, yeah, man, that was cool. Sorry, I'm just reminiscing. That one visual of the giant forest brought me back. Anytime I see redwoods, I think of that experience. Wow, the sunflowers are growing really high out there. All right, what can we do to mix up this ride today? Probably not much. So this is the way we went yesterday. Guess we can do Broadway. Yeah, we'll take Broadway. So if we take Broadway, we still got to take Main Street for a little while. I'm trying to think if I can think of any other cool stories about the giant forest. At one time, when we were up there was like a basement kind of built into the so the hotel was built into the side of the mountain, so there's part of a basement. Actually, no, that wasn't the hotel. There was an old hotel that the employees lived in, and it was the old hotel that they changed to employee housing, and it was built into the side of the mountain, so part of the basement was exposed and part of it wasn't. And me and my friend, we for some reason we decided to break into the basement to trip out on it, which we did. And when we did, we found a huge stash of cans, beer cans, soda cans, like a massive stash, and it had been forgotten. Like, it wasn't somebody that had been piling it up in recent years. The padlock, we felt justified in claiming those. I know it sounds bad, like we're thieves, but we may have even asked for permission if we could have them. But anyway, there was a recycling center at Lodgepole, so we packed all these. I had a 1973 Ford Courier, and we packed all those cans. I think we made multiple trips. It was a lot, and took them up to Lodgepole to recycle them. Got a bunch of money. I think we even went down to the valley and bought a keg of beer and had a big party. All right, so we could actually, we need to get over on this side. So another cool thing, I'm just trying to, got to make this channel a little more entertaining. So I have a lot of stories, I've lived in a lot of different places, but we'll keep the theme, the redwood forest, the giant forest today. So another cool thing is Lodgepole. So Lodgepole, which I said was up the street, was also had a huge campground, and guests come and rent camping spots, campsites. And if you go to the campsite and you hike, there's a trail that runs, there's a river that goes through there. I don't even know the name of the river, but there's a river that comes down there and a huge waterfall called Tokopah Falls. So Tokopah Falls is probably, a 3-mile hike up the river from Lodgepole. And we would, it was a beautiful hike. You could go hike from the campground all the way up to this massive waterfall. And the waterfall was so cool, there was rocks that were right below the waterfall, and you could go and hang out on the rocks, and the mist of the waterfall would go all over you. And there was marmots, little creature. I'd never seen a marmot before, but these little marmots all over in the rocks and stuff living down there. So that was always a really fun hike. You pack up some beer, some water, some food, some lunch, just have a great time. And then you would also have other big parties with other sections of the national park. You know, I can't think of any of the other areas, but like Cedar Slope and, you know, plus places more. So this is the way you get to our area is get
away from me. Did I get out of time?
Anyway, oh my God, that lady is out of control. I better get going before she gets over here. My God, that lady's crazy. We might have to jump to the other side of the street. She's out of control. You know, she stopped. So yeah, we would often have like massive parties with other different places that people on vacation would visit. Man, that lady was freaking hostile. So I've been doing this for probably, I've said like probably around 8 months. I've been riding my bike to work. And I have never had any kind of issues with anybody ever. There was one dude that hit me up about having a camera, like a gangster guy, asking me why I had a camera. And then that's it. So that, and all that time and all the crazy places I go, that lady just took the cake of the most hostile person that I've encountered on these rides. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, she's in a bad place, you know, and they have a lot of, you know, there's obviously drug addiction, mental problems, and they're just a lot of pain, right, built up. And they need some, they're mad at the world, you know, they need somebody to take it out on. So I'm glad she chose me, because obviously I'm not going to do anything. These palm trees are awesome. I wonder how old these palm trees are. They got the sago palms here. Over there. Should have gave her something, but I don't know, man. She probably would have attacked me. Alright, so we are at Edinger on Broadway in the beautiful city of Santa Ana. It's been overcast all day, the sun finally came out. Getting kind of hectic. Once we get into the downtown area, Broadway gets a little difficult. Like right past 17th Street. So we'll have to make a decision at that point whether we want to stay on it or not. Well, I guess even the downtown area is kind of gnarly. I guess we can always do the sidewalk. Yeah, we'll go into sidewalk mode. We'll go on the street. I have a bunch of groceries in my bags again. And that lion mural is just massive. Look at that thing. Wow, that's so cool. Iron like a lion in Zion. So there's like no room for bikes in this section of Broadway. Well, I can't even fit in right here. Look at that. Street is really clean though, I mean relatively. Guess we can get up on the sidewalk. Dang, what's going on here? Oh, these guys are selling stuff. Alright, we are to 17th Street. One of my favorite streets in Santa Ana. bumpy. Oh, it's just so obnoxious. Wow, look at these apartments. Pretty cool. Very cool looking. Alright, we got the big hill climb coming. So I was gonna avoid the Santiago Creek Trail, but it's just the better way. So we're gonna ride on it again. Oh, let's see who's coming. Oh my God. I didn't think I'd fall down into the crack like that. I didn't realize it was that big. So this is where the creek trail begins. This is probably the most dangerous section of the Santiago Creek Trail. But it's just a little short section, so. There we are. Back into our hood. Familiar territory. Man, I may have destroyed my tires on that crazy maneuver. not go around the dogs. We'll go this way. So, let's see. It's been 40 minutes. Let's go into sidewalk mode here. Park is jumping. There's that guy walking his bike. He's always walking his bike. We'll go this way. So yeah, they made people move out here. Crazy. Oh, the police are here. Where are they parked at? I don't see any police cars. I do see a county car. Interesting. There's a policeman going into the bathrooms over there. Hill climb. Oh, that guy is sleeping with his dog. This guy's sleeping with his bike. Yeah, I wonder if it's gonna rain. Getting into the zone. It's not a bad ride so far. I'd say today, I think the theme is interesting people. I feel like we've seen a lot of interesting people. Like even coming down the hill at the park, behind the baseball field, that was just an eclectic group of people. And they were all kind of walking together, but none of them were alike or together. Well, hopefully nobody else is coming. The meditative part of the journey. mockingbird. Bike is making some interesting noises. Anytime I get a substantial amount of weight on the back, it makes this weird noise. What is that noise? Alright, well, I think that was a good ride. Another good ride. This has been a good week. Well, I guess every week's a good week, but last week the rides home were just kind of boring, but this is good. Alright, well, thank you so much for watching my videos, and catch you on the next one.